And we're back here at the KSMO studios for our FFA day. We got our third group. They're all set and ready to go, finishing up talking to former FFA advisor Mr. Bob Parsons, who will be doing the interviewing today. And that's all coming up right now. Mr. Bob, why don't you go ahead and take it away? Bob? The light's on. And why don't I hear him? Why don't I hear him? Oh, because my mic's on. Well, I'm certainly sorry about that, folks. We're going to see if we can take another look at this and check our equipment here and see if we can get it squared away. We're going to go ahead and take a listen to a song here real quick, and we'll be right back after this. Is that going out at least? And that was Russell Dickerson with Happened to Me. Well, I've had all sorts of things happen to me here, but I'm pretty sure I've got it all fixed and squared away. So we're going to go ahead and head it back over to Mr. Bob Parsons for the FFA interview.
Mentions or anything else like everybody else has, so that's even the bigger. But you go to the contests and everything else that better you as a person. Because I know my buddy Connor just won, what was it, state? And he has to speak in front of a bunch of people, which I'm not good at, which I should try.
Great teacher. And that's neat that you saw some benefits that you could gain by being an FFA member after being an ag for a couple of years. Go ahead, somebody else. Why did you decide to enroll in ag education? Tyler?
Really for me, I've grown up on a farm my whole life, and I've always been in 4-H, and I don't play sports, so this is my sport. So I like spend a lot of time outside. I own animals myself.
That's so cool the way you said that. And I saw others here, your classmates, schoolmates, to kind of smile. This is my sport. And that's a really neat way to put it, because ag education and FFA do expand really opportunities that students have for, I know Silas is very, very active in sports and does an excellent job at it. But I wasn't any good at any sports. So I didn't have ag education at FFA either, because that wasn't an opportunity for me in my high school. But we realized there's tremendous opportunities provided by getting involved in ag education at FFA. Okay, shut up, Mr. Speak. Speak.
The main reason I joined FFA was because my parents really pushed for it. We own a farm and we have cattle, and my papa, he really pushed for it. He really supports FFA. I really wanted to do it because I'm involved with agriculture all the time because we have cattle. I just think it's a good opportunity to like learn responsibility. You learn a lot about agriculture, and I think kids need to know more about it because that's Salem, Missouri.
Very well put. This group's doing some excellent job with their answer. Okay, keep going.
I wanted to join FFA because I've done 4-H like my whole life. Something I was pretty much just born and did it.
Mhm.
I've had animals my whole life, and I just kind of like FFA because I get to do things with animals. I get to go and experience things with friends and see really cool experiences. Like last year, I got to stick my hand inside a cow.
Yeah.
In a cow's stomach. It was really cool.
One of the WARDAC experiences, right? You betcha. Okay, Rio.
My family just has a lot of animals, and I'm really into animals, and I saw that FFA could give me the opportunity to still like learn more about animals, and as my future career, I want to be a vet, so going into the FFA gave me a better opportunity to learn more.
Okay. These guys have really good answers. They're doing an excellent job. What's been your favorite FFA activity? A little deep thought. And anybody can go first. Doesn't have to be in a certain order. What's
I
been your...
enjoyed Farm Fest last year. I got to go to Farm Fest, and it was so much fun. And then I got to go and see like the underground, Springfield Underground, and it was like a big cooler underground. Pretty much, it was really cool.
Yeah,
Really fun experience.
it is. Never been there. I've watched a little YouTube about it, but man, that is quite the deal. And just take Farm Fest to start with. Yeah, excellent. Good. Other activities that you guys, the rest of you.
I'd say going to national convention this year in Indianapolis. It was pretty big. There's a lot happening. I learned a lot about FFA. Ag. There's a lot of walking too.
Yeah, it is.
Got to see a bunch of cool tractors, learn a bunch of stuff. And got to visit all the colleges as well.
This opportunities that you can't find anyplace else, really, to that extent. And then, but there's a lot of walking in Indianapolis. Yeah, I can remember that. I'll go ahead and get into it. I really preferred National Convention at Louisville. Any of you have ever been to the expo at Louisville? It's just a totally different experience. And all the walking's under the same roof. Whereas Indy, you have to walk from one building to another building, maybe even to another building. Yeah, and there's a lot of walking. There's going to be a lot of walking wherever you go, but Louisville, I think it's much cooler. But that's just personal opinion. Shouldn't be sharing my personal opinion, should I? Okay, other activities from the rest of you.
Our ice cream social was really fun. Having everybody come together and meet each other at the beginning of the year really helps everybody, meeting all the officers, and then you get to share a big bowl of ice cream.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Not too many people don't like ice cream. Very, very small minority. Anybody else got an activity that they really like?
I think the meetings are really important. That's the main stuff I get to go to because I have a job after school, so I don't get to go to a lot of different things. But the meetings, I think it brings people together. It's really good to have them. I always enjoy them.
Kinley, that's an excellent point. And I'm just thinking as you're talking about the meetings, not very often have I had a student mention the fact that I really enjoy the meetings, going and learning about how parliament procedure works and sharing opinions and that. Again, radio listeners, I'm talking more than I should, but these several of these students are sitting here shaking their head in the affirmative of what we're saying about the meetings being enjoyable as well as educational. You learn a lot, and you're getting a say in the direction of your chapter, how it works. Anyone else?
I can't really just pick one trip. Like all of the trips we go on, they're exciting. They're interesting. And Miss J and Mr. Sanders always picks like the best thing you can go to, and just to learn more.
I won't say anything. Brielle's just really summed that up so very, very well. I guess let's go on to my next question. Let somebody else have something to share. Well, there's always challenging things in a new experience. And when you came into ag, or even this year, what have you found to be the most challenging or most difficult part of ag education and FFA? Anybody?
Public speaking. Yeah.
And again, for radio listeners, at least almost all the heads are bobbing up and down, agreeing with what Kenley said. Go ahead. I interrupted you.
Public speaking for sure. Like we got to speak in front of the class. We present a lot of different presentations. Like I did one on my beef cattle in Mr. Sanders' class my freshman year, and that was terrifying. Not very good at talking to people, but it's taught me a lot. It's made me more confident to talk in front of people, and especially if you're an officer, you have to talk from the whole gym, whole school. Very terrifying. I think it helps you a lot with public speaking and your confidence and talking to people, sounding more like mature, having well put conversations. That's very terrifying to me, but it's helped a lot.
Very well put. Again, for radio listeners, the heads are shaking in agreement about the difficulties of public speaking. But then I can also see on their faces, and heard in Kenley's comment, that not only is this the most difficult part, it's been so beneficial to go through that experience. Silas is also agreeing with that comment that, you know, we got to be able to communicate, and we can all improve our communication. We're all going to be public speakers that go to state like some of your fellow FFA members? No, but we're improving our own abilities to speak and to be confident. Anybody else, something that you found most challenging?
Other than public speaking, Miss J and Mr. Sanders do a really good job of making it really easy for the kids to do things and just explain things very well. And
So the challenges are minimal.
yeah,
But I know there are two that students always mention, one being the FFA creed when you start
Yeah.
and they're all okay.
it's not that bad.
Miss J and Miss Sanders make it really easy, and they make kids feel really comfortable. They do push us, but they make it really easy.
They give you plenty of time to finish it.
Right. And again, goes back to you helping self-discipline to make yourself do it, because nobody, and particularly at the beginning of your school year as a freshman or first year, you're in a classroom with some strangers.
Yeah.
Students that you knew from other schools, but they weren't your friends. They might have even been almost an enemy, right? And I'm getting agreement from these people. But you learn to work together, and you find out that somebody that you didn't think was cool is pretty neat person once you get to know them. So, and that's an important part of ag education and FFA, and it goes hand in hand with both the sections. All right, anyone else challenging? How about record keeping? That's not a challenge.
Miss J and Sanders have made it very efficient to like keep up with our records. Like they do a really good job of making sure that it's not hard for us to keep track of that stuff, and like making sure that we keep it up to date. Like that's part of our grade every single like time we have to do it once a month. It's part of our grade. So they do a good job of letting us do it in class and like helping us with it and making sure that we get it done.
Yeah.
It's more just like a daily journal.
You guys see that it used to be. Of course, it's different. Back in the day, that was a big paper book. It was about this wide. And you just had to keep that up. But then with the advent of computers and different spreadsheets, and I know my own records, my farm records, I keep my personal records, I keep on a computer. And you all do too. Your records are computerized. So it's not as difficult as it once was. Let's change the direction just a little bit unless somebody's got something else to contribute on this particular topical area. How about career development events, contest teams? Do we have some involvement in that? Somebody on some contest teams? Okay, Tyler, you're shaking your head. Yes, go ahead and explain what you.
So I do agronomy, like seeds and plants and stuff,
Mhm.
and I'm not very good at it. Last year,
But you're better than when you first started
Yeah,
doing it,
yeah.
right? Okay,
yeah,
that's the point of it.
last year we made it to districts and we got runner up to go to state. So we didn't get to go state, but hopefully this year we're going to be a little better. We practiced more this year than we did last year. And hopefully get some higher scores on that.
Yeah. Now, some experience does definitely help. And there's so much memorization of those seeds and plants. I remember what that's like. That's not, plants are not too difficult. Seeds are a bear, or a word for me. So,
And last year we were glad that we didn't get to go to state 'cause we figured we'd limp in there and then get beat pretty bad. Hopefully next year we can do better and go to state.
sure. Put the work in.
Yeah.
The work will pay off. That's right. Okay. Anybody else? Contest teams?
I did knowledge last year, which probably should have worked a little bit better on that, but it was like a cool experience. Like it was fun to get to learn more of the stuff that like you get to have the test on knowledge. And then this year I'm doing livestock judging, which that's an experience so far. I haven't done anything, but like learning it's pretty cool.
Mhm.
You're learning a lot about different animals. It's really fun. I like it.
Very good. Anyone else? Okay. At least folks learned a little bit about some career development events. Good job. What's your, you mentioned the career developments. This events, let's talk about your SAE. What do you folks have as your supervised agriculture experience?
I do pigs. I show hogs for like at the Dent County Expo. So I keep track of how much I spend on the feed and I keep track of how much they eat on a day-to-day basis and all that stuff.
Okay.
I cut wood and work for a fence company.
Gotcha. Okay. Very good.
I have hair sheep production. So I have wool lambs, most of them are Katahdins. I breed them twice a year, leave my raven on here, and I sell them after I feed them out. They'll get bigger.
How do you harvest any of the hair
No, I do not.
to sell the animals? Let somebody else to take that
Well,
to the next step.
They're hair sheep, so I don't. So I don't do anything with their hair.
Ah, okay. I'm not familiar with hair sheep. I raised
They're
sheep as a teenager, but I haven't experienced with hair sheep.
they're a lot easier to maintain.
Are they?
Yep.
Good.
I just have regular sheep.
Right.
I have to clip the wool like monthly, and then we sometimes sell it or we donate it to whoever wants it or needs it. And then we do feeding. We keep up with like how much we fed them, how much the bag weight, and like how much the bag costs, and how long it took them to go through it. Do like vitamins and other stuff, and then I'll do breeding in the spring.
Okay. Very good. I know Kenley mentioned the cattle as part of her SAE, so I think that's got everybody covered on that SAE. Let's move to talking about plans, and you kind of alluded to some of your plans in terms of CDEs for this spring, but what do you have planned for yourself yet in ag education, FFA, or future? You know, we got some juniors, so it's not that graduation's not that far off, even though it kind of seems like it is, but you can still remember being a freshman, and that wasn't that long ago. So what's some future plans that you folks have? Now they're pondering the question.
After high school, I intend on not going to college and going to the workforce as a welder. I get a welding helper job. And hopefully life works that way.
I got you, Kyler.
After high school, I plan to go to a 2-year or a union for electrical technology. And I'm thinking about going to State Tech, but I don't know yet.
I'll talk to you a little bit on the way back over to school about electrical technology and State Tech. Yeah. Okay, anybody else? Your
Um,
future plans?
I want to go to college after high school and work on being a vet tech, and then later on going to be a vet.
Okay. The world needs them. We have a tremendous shortage of veterinarians in our country, so I compliment you and encourage you to pursue that, particularly the large animal vets.
Yes, that's what I want to do. Make a large
Cool. I know usually, to be honest, ladies tend to gravitate towards being the small animal vets, but if you can be a small animal and a large animal both, that's a tremendous asset to the agricultural community. They're so badly needed. I know Arkansas is just getting ready to open their brand new state-of-the-art vet school, probably within the next year or two. We're not trying to send students out of state at all, and I know Missouri has a good veterinary training program, but just a bit of information to share. All right. All right. We're getting down almost the end. Okay. How has Ag and FFA helped you? About a one-sentence answer from each of you. How has Ag Education and FFA benefited you?
I've learned a lot. Like I've learned a lot of things about agriculture in general, and I've met a lot of new people, and I've made a lot of new friends through it, and I really enjoy it.
Very good.
I'm a pretty shy person, and FFA's kind of pushed me out of my comfort zones, like getting me to talk to more people and like just talking.
And that's so much value to working towards getting over. You're never going to get over it. It's always going to be there. People don't believe me, but down deep, I'm pretty shy myself. But you have to get past that and work at being more aggressive, more right up front. Work at it. You'll get there.
I think keeping track of my record book and stuff like that has made me a little more organized and helps me almost with my own finances. Like helps me realize how much money I'm spending and what I really need to put back. And
Good. Excellent points. What else?
Yeah, as an officer, I really learned how to not only be a leader, but a follower as well. I do both that way.
Well put. Such a valuable skill of a leader to understand being a follower as well. Sure, I compliment you.
I think FFA has become, it's helped me a lot while I'm becoming a young adult. I think it's helped me and pushed me a lot. It definitely made me want to have a job with my record book, gain some money, put it back. I think it's helped me a lot with finances and learning how to deal with that in record books. Some kids don't know how to. They don't know how to manage that. And I think it's going to teach you a lot about becoming a young adult. And you need stuff like that.
All right, very good. Well, these five have done a great job today. I do really appreciate them and thank them. We need to extend a thank you, though, to the folks that made this possible. I've asked Michaela to share a short list of some of the around 25 sponsors of FFA Day on KSMO. So, Michaela, if you'd share that list, please.
Thank you to Robert Strauss and Lumber Company, Stephen Patterson, Attorney at Law, Family Trash Service, Mid-Ozark Health Center, Century 21st Central Realty, Edward Jones, and Terrell Complete Auto Care.
With that, I'll send you microphone back to Ben. Thank you.
Thank you, Bob. We're really just cruising along here at FFA Day at your hometown radio station, KSMO 1340 AM, 95.7 FM. We got another group for you coming up later on at about, looks like here on the schedule, they start class about 10:48, so we'll expect them here closer to the 11 o'clock hour. So I hope we tune in for that. Between now and then, more music on the way. We got Chris Layton with Big, Big Plans right here on your hometown radio station, KSMO Salem.